Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Universe, and I'm going to be taking on the fastest drop pod from orbit to landing challenge. Now the basic rules to this challenge is your rocket has to be 100% stock, and you have to have a stable orbit before you begin your descent. And my idea for this challenge is to create a rocket that will thrust continually downwards almost the entire way, and right at the end thrust just before you hit the ground and hopefully not crash and explode into the ground while doing it. I plan on using jets when I get lower into the atmosphere after my rockets run out of fuel, and then using small rockets for the last stage to brake just before I hit the ground. I'm going to speed up the building process so we can get into the action a little bit quicker. And here you can see I start with a little bit of rocket fuel, and as the upper stage and lower stage I have jet fuel. As I was building this, my computer was lagging horribly due to the fact that I was video recording. Really need to get that SSD. Because I started to put the basic jets on there and thought it'd be a good idea since I'd be low in the atmosphere, but later changed them to the advanced jets, because then I was like, well, I'm going to be high up in the atmosphere. I do the traditional asparagus staging for my rockets. Get some thermal generators for power. This is the 0.21 version, which requires power for your pods in order to do the gyroscopes on the inside of them. Put some fuel tanks at the bottom here. And some more fuel tanks. I decided to put the most powerful rocket on the bottom after I asparagus staged these. And then I realized, well, that's not a stock part. So I had to go back and put the mainsail engine. I thought about only having one, but then I found, well, this is supposed to be fast, so just put 5. Now this thing has a lot of thrust. It pulls almost 10 Gs with all 5 of those engines. Alright, so here we are in an 80-kilometer orbit around Kerbin. We're getting close to the Kerbal Space, and here we go! Pulling in the 10 Gs I mentioned earlier. We're speeding up, thrusting almost straight down to gain as much speed and get into the atmosphere as fast as possible. Release 2 of the engines. They're already out of fuel. And we're going fast. At least a couple more engines there. Man, I love those effects. The re-entry effects are so beautiful in KSP. So here you see I've released that stage, but it has not separated. I'm not really sure why, but I think the reason is because my jets are not getting any thrust due to lack of air intake. The aerodynamics of this thing are not planned very well, so it just wants to turn around. So this challenge, which I found on the KSP forum, there's 2 contestants on the leaderboards, Desert Wolf, which has a time of 1:50, and Bahamuto D with a time of 2 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm hoping I can get much more than that. And there you saw that my jets were firing upwards, which I did not want, so I decoupled and got around and starting to thrust downward just to maintain a little bit of speed. And get down a little bit quicker. And keep as much speed as possible through this thick atmosphere. Coming down, getting close. Hero's like, oh shit. I was like, oh crap. And there it is. We've made it with a little bit of litho braking. Yes, a successful landing. Awesome. Alright guys, this is my first episode.